Think you know the ins and outs of internet safety? Think again. Mansi Thakur is on a mission to help everyday people take their digital health into their own hands. Mansi, also known as the Doctor of Digital Hygiene, has served as a key member of the Global Vulnerability Management and Security Awareness Programs for fintechs and MNCs. With a proven track record as a nonprofit leader in the cybersecurity industry, she has a flair for sustainable, innovative ideas. Mansi was featured as a lead role in the PBS documentary Life Hackers and spends her summers protecting the most hostile networks on the planet as a DEF CON knock goon. Welcome, Mansi.
In the news these days, we often see things about investigations, breaches, and data leaks. Cyber attackers used to primarily target celebrities or big brands. A mom and pop shop getting hacked was rare a few years ago, as hackers wanted more bang for their buck. Now, with more of us on the internet, they're picking the low-hanging fruit. They just don't go after the big corporations anymore, but normal folks like you and me. I remember finishing up my undergrad in life sciences. I was all set with my doctorate applications for nanotechnology when I got a call from my mom saying her emails disappeared. I brushed it off telling, check the caps lock. Turns out it was a case of unauthorized access. That experience was my first exposure to the field of cybersecurity, one that impacted me greatly as it touched so close to home. I changed my career path into cybersecurity and activated the defender in me. Being a digital defender is not about being scared or disconnecting from all technology. On the contrary, it means being willing to rise up to the challenge. As I overheard someone aptly describe it, until people know and understand the way they know how to look both ways as they cross the street, it's going to be an issue. In order to fully visualize the global landscape, I took a screen recording of Kaspersky's lab cyber threat map. What you're seeing were the live threats going on from across the world at that time. You can see the country of origin, the target country, and the kinds of attacks. Vulnerabilities are shown in yellow, botnet activity in green, and web threats are in blue. I went in and clicked on various countries to show how we're all being targeted, whether it's the US, India, or Saudi Arabia. There's just a lot going on. That's why we need defenders now more than ever. So, what exactly is a digital defender? When talking about cybercrimes, there are three main roles involved: the attacker, the victim, and the defender. Let's talk about the attacker first. An attacker can come in many forms. They can be a hacktivist or a state-sponsored spy. An attacker can also be a neighbor, a family, or friend who unknowingly provides a perfect storm to a cyber attack. For example, here's a recording from a live camera in Compton, California. The camera was probably used as a way to detect intruders or incidents. However, the camera owners have not changed the camera's default password, and now the footage is available for anyone to see. We falsely assume that attackers always need to be innovative or insanely intelligent to breach digital information. That's not the case here. Too often, we are literally serving our data and the data of those around us on a silver platter for anyone to use. Of course, not all attackers are bad guys. People like me who wish to test the limits of a system will look for opportunities to highlight where the weaknesses are. Ethical hackers could also form in this category. But the ones we need to worry about are those who don't have an explicit permission of their target. Now let's talk about the victim. They range from individuals to entire nation states. Remember the cyber threat map? US was ranked the 5th most targeted country. The list of breaches here shows that the number of people affected range in millions. We can also add in things like the Capital One attack, which had 106 million customers affected. Here's another clip of a woman in her kitchen. Again, this footage is accessible because the default configurations were not changed. And now, unknowingly, this lady has risked the safety of her and her family, reminding us that there may not always be a linear connection between an attacker and the supposed victim. I want to highlight that these clips are not the products of my hacking skills. Rather, it's available to view on websites that can be easily accessed. Now that brings us to defender. My personal take on this term is individuals who have the intention, courage, passion to create and leverage best practices and tools to better secure themselves and those around them. Nowhere does it mention you must have a certain pedigree or multiple certifications or come from a certain sector of the community. All these ladies shown in the image on the right are defenders in their own right. As you can see, digital defenders are essential to our high-tech world, and it's people like you who need to stand up and protect your digital life. Computer users come from all walks of life, whether it's my neighbor's 6-year-old daughter who downloaded a game on her tablet that connects over the internet, or my grandfather in India who signed up on Facebook so that he can better keep in touch with me and other grandkids. No longer is it okay to even viable to tell them to just be safe on the internet. We must teach everyone how to be an active digital defender. It's said that the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else. Defenders are teachers. Now, that doesn't mean you have to quit your current job or become a cybersecurity expert. Instead, it's about implementing a defender mentality into our daily lives. Kind of like this tweet that I saw when asked, what kind of password manager would you recommend to a non-technical user? Listen to the amount of technical jargon in the answer. I use KeePass with a local Linux server which uses rsync and dmcrypt to provide secure backups. What? We need better language, more simple lessons. It's communication one-on-one, but sometimes we forget this when it comes to technology. Nobody wants to be a victim of cybercrime, but how do you transform yourself from feeling like a victim to acting like a defender? While some may assume this kind of work is reserved for the technically minded, it's really passion, tenacity, courage that allows each of us to fully activate the defender within. Following the best practices will not only better your digital hygiene, but also help those around you. Similar to how we look both ways before crossing streets, let's think twice before clicking on links, even if we think it was sent by a friend. Similar to how we wear clothes before going out in public, most times, let's ensure the Wi-Fi we use is encrypted and private. This means not using the public Wi-Fi available in coffee shops or libraries. And if you must use it, don't use it to conduct sensitive actions like checking how much money there is in your checking account. Similar to how we wear additional warm layers like a hat or gloves to keep external weather conditions like extreme sun or snow out, cover the webcams on your devices such as computers, TVs, laptops when they're not in use. Similar to how it's advised to do an annual physical checkup, conduct at least an annual checkup on your digital health. Imagine you're in this wrestling ring. On one side it's you, or in this comic it's Dave, and the other side are all these tools and technical jargon. How can Dave get a knockout? Can he? The answer is yes, but only if we combine our superpower, our awareness, and get in that corner with Dave. You get to be a winner in this ring, a superhero of sorts without a cape, a digital defender. Thank you.